Ayo, this speaker moved too fast. Ayo, this speaker is not even following the slide. Sorry.
Jang.
Hello,
hey.
Long time no see after from a long, quite a break from
really
Bookable
too long.
podcast. Thank you for your patience.
Was it like 3 weeks? 2?
Yeah.
3?
It
I
feels
feel
like
like
a
3.
long time.
I think because I think we all had our different like work priorities, and now Kelvin is serving in
I'm the big reason why
internship in HDB.
Someone got
free
a job.
time.
He's definitely much more on his plate, and
I finally
Fern
have a job.
was also busy. I mean, a job, but you're working for God. Yeah, it's good.
Yes, amen.
Yes.
And also Fern was also busy with ARG. Like,
Actually, all 3 of us, we were all involved in the same
but
event.
they're in the planning team. I'm just volunteering on the day, and do my production stuff. They're all like behind the scenes, like, all the delegates and all. Like, there's a lot of work behind the scenes that they done. And appreciate all the work, all the planning.
Same team, everyone.
Yeah. So because of all this, just wondering, how are you all feeling right now? Are you feel very tired from all this new responsibilities in events that just makes it really
Whoa.
Yeah. Okay, maybe just to give context as to what the event is. It was this conference that we had at work, and there were like 1,000 people who came.
Whoa. 1,000.
1,000 from all over the place, not just Malaysia. And we were basically working like overtime. Well, my overtime started 2 weeks before the event, and I think for these guys as well. And then during the event day, it was early mornings and late nights. So very fun though. Don't say it's not fun.
It's
not.
yeah.
It's fun. If it's not fun, you can say, okay, let's be like
it's
fun.
Very, very fun.
I mean, it's like that you get that gung ho. I mean, like that kind of energy, serving with alongside people, and then you see all the people coming in, and you're like, I got so much content that I want to do. For me, it's like,
A lot of content, That's right,
I like talking, through comms, all the gossiping of speakers that are
That's
getting.
you lah. We don't have.
You're behind the scenes working hard. Like, ayo, this speaker moved too fast. Ayo, this speaker is not even following the slide. Okay. That's the but the thing is,
I didn't know this one.
Sorry, this
All
is
this
production. The
juicy
production,
stuff.
but the thing is,
Okay.
right? Yeah, but the thing is, we do have that sense of teamwork and that kind of energy that goes in that makes it really fun.
It's not your first year doing
No,
this.
definitely.
Right?
I already served for the past 2 ARG. So this is my 3rd ARG.
And you still continue to serve. You
I
still
mean,
do more.
I do enjoy like the production. It's very fun. Like how to follow the camera. I mean, it's very fun. Like live stuff is very fun.
Yeah, it seems like a very special opportunity whereby so many people all working together, but it kind of like scale up. Everything you do like on the normal Sunday service, but then now times, don't know how many times, 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely you could see such a big group of people behind the scenes, like wow, serving, like and we even got a record from one of us.
Really, yeah?
He got from one of our friend. Yeah, he had actually hit 40,000 steps.
Yes.
Yeah.
In one day.
One day,
So
just walking up and
if you want to
down,
get
all the
cardio
halls.
training, and serving in a lot, you get both benefit by coming to.
He was
Alpha.
showing us his step counter on his phone now. Like that. On Monday,
You can see his
40,000
face
steps.
like already the soul is gonna come out from him.
You were saying can walk from pavilion to the other pavilion.
I was gonna say
Bukit Jalil lah.
it's about 28 kilometers if you convert it.
That's
28
crazy.
kilometers.
I don't know,
Crazy.
like how 40,000 over steps. Yeah, amazing,
that's
right?
like 10 hours just continuous walking only. Yeah.
That's why. So we're really thankful for all the people who are really work tirelessly behind the scenes. Yeah.
Very many people.
But then
work
now,
hard.
just wondering if now we come to the case of, are you all facing like, my energy is already left me, or tired?
That's interesting because actually during the event it was tiring, but just after that was it really hit me. It went like, wow, I need to catch up on sleep. Then why am I a little bit grumpy like that? But during the event itself, whoa, everybody, let's go for it. Yeah, so it's the post-event kind of like recovery period that you really hits you.
Actually, the first night of the event, he was already.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But he picked up again on the second day.
Actually, it's a testament to the power of prayer because actually I was feeling really, really tired. I was getting ill. I thought I would really get ill and have to pull out. But as it turned out, the very next day, right, I was okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I was quite worried like the first night. So the story is that because we were over at the other venue, and at one point, like we were talking, and it was dark. There's no lights, but even in the dark, I could see his face. Right, I was like, "Oh no! Like, are you like okay?"
Yes.
But then the next morning, he showed up pretty early or so.
That's right.
Time.
Yeah,
he looked fine. So
I was amazed. You were praying for me. There was a friend on WhatsApp was saying, "How can I pray for you?" I said, "Yeah, pray for this." And then the next day, God was so good, and I had the energy, and of course, we were making a joke about having that ubat batuk cap kelapa laut.
Oh yeah, man.
All of us are going around.
It needs to be sponsored by by the sea coconut cough syrup, right?
Yeah, we were joking about it. Actually, but actually, you know what? Actually, a combination of physical, practical things, but also God's intervention, and I really, really appreciate that. I really felt that as well. Yeah.
It's like, but also like you're also working tirelessly behind the scene. So like, how you like also like Kelvin recovering or
recovering, but I think work's not really done. So now it's the post-event sort of like tying up loose ends. There's still quite a lot to do. I mean, we had a meeting yesterday, 2.5 hours. We're just reviewing all the footage.
Just going through shot after shot.
Yeah, so we're not done. We're not done. But I am on leave next week.
Okay.
But I still have my MDRP. You guys are done with it. I'm not done.
Yes.
Oh, no.
I still have a SPTC assignment to finish up. Okay,
so I'm still tying up loose ends, and at the same time, I'm starting on new projects for like the next 6 months of the year, and I still have my MDRP. But I'm gonna take a break next week.
Yeah. Please do. For us, it's like we're gonna move on to our next assignment ethics.
Correct, right? Yeah.
Good job, guys.
No.
2 weeks time.
No. I'm just gonna fry something out of nothing. That's the way I do.
You did you manage to rest?
We didn't see you very much, because you were in production and you're busy running
around.
The
thing is, right, because in the production we're always like a Batman, we are in the dark, but serving it for the Supermans on the stage.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it was fine because I think thankfully I have tendency like I feel more energetic serving. So like we usually every morning 7:30 we have to be here, and we serve until 5. Like that, non-stop. So like, okay, I except for breaks for lunch. But in between, go run one corner, other corner, set up cameras, recording for another speaker. So it's like, it's a lot. But the thing is, it's just the people that keeps it fun and going.
I saw like, in the green room, you all were playing songs, singing, and then having a good time. Really distressing lah.
Until one person kind of got stressed out from the noise.
Introvert.
The introvert.
It's an introvert's nightmare because we will have this special lounge for the production and worship team. So they serve us, a spread of nice snacks and food provided
really
and drinks. It was cool.
It became party atmosphere.
So it became
all the introverts cannot.
So they have even have like mats for us to sleep if you want to, and
with all the singing cannot sleep.
So now with the worship team, everyone like start practicing. One corner singing there, another one like talking about the drama of all the production,
fun,
and then you see one person, the introvert's like.
The introvert should have come into our room.
The introvert did. She's referring to someone who actually did come to our room, sat in the corner, and you remember what it is.
So
because we all in our room, we all sit down editing and never talk to each other.
That is the real
chill. It was like our safe refuge. Well, I'm an introvert so I was very thankful that I had the room.
So production team. We are like shouting one corner, singing one corner. I
think next year we should actually live stream what's going on in the production in the green room
behind the scenes.
It would be like completely entertaining, man. I think it would be so entertaining. But anyway,
so it's definitely because I think generally I'm alright with that kind of atmosphere. I feel pumped up with the energy. So for the very truly introvert, I feel like I'm like an extrovert that don't mind that gains extrovert that heals from an introvert kind of space.
Correct.
But I think in the event space, I get more energy from the extroverted scene. So
you need to fill up your battery, and then before you go out, and then you serve, and you come in, and then you do refill again.
It's alright. But for me, it was fun. All the noise was actually fun for me.
Good.
So that's why I'm always looking forward to serve. It always had a sense of purpose, serving with a team, and serving for God. It definitely pumps you up in a way.
I see that.
So yeah, but this is also your first event in this kind of event.
First one,
serving.
you guys scared me actually. You were saying, hey, this one really full on, how many thousand people? And then after that, but actually I see because everyone's doing it together. So even if you're tired, someone else is feeling the same way. But then you see them smiling. Or you feel like, oh, actually, you know what, need to really get pumped up. But then, everyone's like you notice when I'm feeling down, and then you really support each other. That kind of context, right, is quite rare. Because actually to be able to do it as a church, to be able to do it such that you serve other people is so satisfying. So I found it very fulfilling.
Yeah. Thank you. So now let's just wondering then, how do you find rest? All this serving definitely take a toll on you sometimes. But just wondering, where is your rest? And do you do it? How frequent it is?
That's a very good question. To be honest, ever since I started my LDI, this is an internship, leadership development internship, I haven't gone back from church. The earliest is 9 o'clock. So I haven't had dinner at home for the last 3+ weeks. I feel kind of bad actually.
Hey, this is overtime.
Every day?
Every day.
But you're not working every day.
I think events,
Okay,
we
because
had a lot of the
ARG,
events are in the
yeah.
evenings.
Okay.
Yeah. So ARG was special last week, but actually even on a normal week, we have Alpha on the Wednesdays. But anyway, I found that actually it just meant that the times when I am home, sleep means just sleep. I don't like stay up, go and check internet, whatever. I just go home and sleep already.
Wow.
And I wake up so much more refreshed. So in that sense, actually, it's just more concentrated. The work is more concentrated. The rest is more concentrated. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. How about you, Fern? Like, how do you find your rest then?
A lot of sleep. No, but okay. So the event for us, because we had a continuation on Thursday for like a staff presentation, and then we had SPTC. So Thursday was still a really long day.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And then on Friday, so I had a friend staying over, a colleague. And basically I told her, so Thursday after class, right, we still like tapao supper, Then we went back,
Wow.
we ate,
Okay.
and we caught up, like. It was fun, it was fun, like just catching up with friends. And then I told her already, I said, okay, so tomorrow morning, I'm going to be in my room most of the day. I say, the house is yours, do whatever you want. But all I really need is I need to sleep, I need to read my Bible, and I need to talk to Jesus, because I haven't had a conversation with Jesus for like the whole...
wow.
I really felt like it was because it was just go, right? Like I mean, even when you pray, you're sort of like praying on the go, like these stolen moments of like 5 minutes before I knock out, and I'm praying, and then like when you're walking to work, you're
That's
praying,
good.
but you don't
Wow.
have that concentrated time to just really sit and reflect on
Wow.
things. And I mean, different people find rest differently, but I think for me, that is actually what I need. I've come to realize through the years that that's something that I need, just like that really quiet space and time with the Lord. Yeah, so that's what I tried to do on Friday. I was just in my room most of the day, and then but technically we were still working. There were a lot of emails still, but I was so tired I couldn't even sit up, so I was replying my emails. I was lying down in bed and I was just replying my emails like that.
AI.
And then when but it was good to just have that time to not do anything physically in that sense, and then to really also reflect on the week, because it was a very long week. There were a lot of things that had happened. And it was just good to think about like what the week meant at the end of the day. So that's what I did.
I actually,
Lydia, how
for
do
me,
you
I actually
downtime?
think I was like going back to the SPTC like straight after ARG, right? The event. We all like thank you for Mark Night. I was like, and for you feel like slipping.
I was
the dozing off one
correct,
corner.
I put the water bottle on my chin, and then I
Trying
just
to
like that
support himself from dozing off.
the whole night. Yeah.
So we can see that a lot of despite the energy, but there is always an exhaustive. Then I come to the stage. Then I need to rest. And I think for me, how did I rest after that? Of course, sleep. But the thing is, I think it's go back to spending time with family, cause I'm really off from like 3 days. The event was about 3 days, and my mom where are you? I haven't come home for dinner.
My mom said the same thing. I was also summoned home for dinner on Saturday.
I mean, spending time with family, and then basically also being in my room, just catching up, maybe some reading.
Okay.
Sounds really good.
So I'm unfortunately I'm not like Fern who's spending time with God, but I'm like more like something more light. I'm sorry, God, I need to spend more.
Actually, I was watching stories of some of the people going back, they go and play computer game. Next few days, they just play computer game. So actually, people do it different ways.
Yeah. So it's still my game not the bang 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 one.
Oh, okay.
Family friendly.
Family friendly.
No bang bang bang. Later, no good. Christian, don't bang bang bang. I don't know, but it was just finding like going back into some hobbies, like also catching up my games, and also reading, and also spending time with family once again.
For me, actually making video. Actually, I haven't made any videos for the last 3 weeks.
Did you make videos after ARG?
So actually what I've been doing is you see all my videos now at the train station when waiting for the train to come. Okay, got 2 minutes. Okay, make my video like that. But other than that, no chance to do any editing because so many backlog of editing for ARG.
I'm sorry I'm stealing all that time.
No, it's good. It's
better.
It's nice doing stuff for other people. But at the same time, it's still work lah. Doing videos, xiao one, it's kind of like playing the computer game. It's kind of like staying at home. It's like switching to something different, a different mode. Yeah. So sometimes I make myself do that just so that I don't think. Otherwise, I'll be thinking about editing the ARG videos.
Yeah. So do you think that now you have more workload than before?
Well, now that I finished ARG is the church stuff lah. There's a lot that happens behind the scenes that doesn't have the glamour of ARG but has to carry on. So baptisms, a lot of like pastoral stuff, and it's a privilege to be able to be involved in a small way lah. I mean, the people who are running are still running it, but I'm just seeing what I can help with.
It's finally good that your video editing skills put to good use. Mandarin.
I'm helping out Mandarin ministry.
Wow, 很好
so this week the Mandarin ministry stuff actually I helped out with that.
I wouldn't surprise he can start preaching in Mandarin one day too.
AI.
So we come to a point that like how can you also recommend like for people who are maybe struggling to find rest, like how would you actually?
That's a really good question. I think sometimes
because we are always overburdened and we don't really speak out, and then when you come to a person like can't even find time for rest.
I thought about this actually, and what ARG taught me, because the work was so hard, I think rest is a result of finished work. There's a certain kind of rest that you can really down everything once everything is done. Because we've all gone on that holiday whereby we're thinking, I haven't finished that kind of thing. I need to write that email, that kind of thing. So you can't really rest even though you're in like that perfect resort. But there's a kind of rest whereby you're actually just at home. Maybe you're just like, maybe even on the train going back home, but everything is done already. And that satisfying feeling whereby done. It's like when God finished creation, done. And then he really can pick up his legs and go, yep, now I can rest. And then it's just the context how you want to rest, and you want to watch Netflix, you want to sleep or whatever. But it's the result of having finished that work.
That makes me feel better now for taking leave after my MPRP.
I mean,
But it's true, I knew that like if I had taken leave this week, I wouldn't be able to like rest because it's just there.
Wow. That's why I don't know. I have people like finding rest is a bit tough for them sometimes. Like you say, like until they found a point where they can done. Like only they find rest.
But some things are like ongoing, right? So how would you find rest like in the midst of some things that are ongoing? Not everything is a project, like an event.
True, right? Not everything has a deadline, finish already, then you can move on to the next thing. Some things are just ongoing over and over, right?
So how would you find rest in that?
That's tough, that's life. I don't know how
intentional
do you,
block out or alarm ring up and say like just rest for a moment. Because I know when I stress or overwork, my body would tell me, and I get this sharp pain at the back of my head. Then I'm like, oh crap. That's when I know I'm stressed or overworked, and that's where I'm like, okay, stop. I know there's still stuff there, but I just like, okay, you want to just sleep for a while and refresh after that. Take a nap.
Actually the idea of refreshment, I mean that's the idea of the Sabbath day being weekly, right? It's not just a season of Sabbath, but Sabbath day is a weekly thing, that is built into your rhythm of work. So in a way, rest enables you to work better. But again, in the Bible, that rest, it's cumulative one. The Sabbath weekly rest points to in the Old Testament, the every 7 years rest points to the every 50 years rest, points ultimately to the final rest in God. So all these mini rests are just kind of like bookmark reminders. Turn back to God, trust back into God, and God is the one that sustains you in that rest for the work ahead.
I don't know, because when I do know that some church like being rest is like you're missing out opportunities in between the rest. Like some people, I know that some church, you have to keep going. Like if we chill for a while, then in between those whatever that's happening, and we are not grabbing the opportunity at that time, we miss the boat. You know, some people are like that. That's why you have to keep going. Some people are like that. For me, it's like, oh no, if I rest now, that means like, oh no, what am I missing out in the rest?
Wow. I don't know how to respond to that.
So it's like,
okay.
So yeah, like that's why when people ask me, like, yeah, Lydia, why didn't you serve? You know, preach. Like, okay, but if I say no, am I doing anything even more better than saying no? So like if I choose the rest, I say no. Yeah, so like it's always like that. If I were to serve, I might have gained something.
Wow, okay, how like that? That's quite a conundrum, right? It's like you don't want to rest because by taking that rest, right, it's more stressful to like, it's kind of sometimes you don't apply for leave because you don't want to give reason to your boss why you're taking that leave as well.
It's more like in between anything happened, like, if I was there, then the problem could have solved better, but because I was rest and now I have to come back and then they have to rebrief me everything again. They're like, the time gone. So yeah, some people are like that.
Yeah, I think moms face that situation a lot, right? Because sometimes moms, they, rather than them switching off completely, right, they have to just have a portion of their brain still engaged with their kids so that, you know, if anything untoward or disastrous happens, right, the recovery for that will be so much more tiring. So they might as well just be present the whole time.
Yeah, that's why people don't take leave, right? Like Japanese, right? If I take my leave, I'm burdening my colleague, and then in a way I'm still owing them. Yeah, there's all this like kind of stigma with rest.
You know, I totally empathize with that. I think there are situations for some people, it will be a season, it won't be a whole life, whereby actually you have to empathize. That really is the situation that they're in. I think the best thing you can do is not give advice, but just say, this is just so tough. Really, I get it. You know, you can't turn off. You can't actually find that full rest.
So, if you think like taking off rest, is it a selfish thing to others? Yeah, it's good for yourself, but is it selfish for others?
Because sometimes you say, do quiet time. Because actually, sometimes some people just can't find that portion in the day, and there will be people who go through that kind of season.
Yeah. So if I'm sure, would you like prioritize rest more when it comes to oil? Like you felt like, you know, there are things that I still have to handle in my rest.
I think what we said about seasons is very real, you know. So one of the things, I mean, it did occur to me even as I took like, you know, Friday off to isolate myself even from my friend who was staying in my house. Like I realized that to a very large extent it's a privilege that I have because I don't have anyone depending on me. You know, I don't have children, I don't have like a husband, I don't really have anyone in that moment who needs my attention. And I could just withdraw. But I think it's also like I don't take these pockets of times for granted, or I try not to, because I do realize I have friends who are moms, you know, and the week before ARG I caught up with a friend whose child just turned a year old. And basically she was talking about how her life has so completely changed since she's had her baby. And it hasn't been an easy transition, you know. So I think one of those things, you know, sometimes we think about like things like motherhood is like, it's such a magical moment. You have this cute little thing, you know. And I'm sure it's beautiful, but I think the reality is that there are a lot of things to navigate, and some women might find it more difficult than others. And I think for my friend, because of particular things like personal, like even health challenges and just her own like physical capacity, it was really difficult. But it made me realize that time changes with the seasons in life, and there will be seasons when we have less of it. I'm in a season where I know I maybe have a bit more of it compared to some of my friends who are like, you know, navigating little ones. So I think it's really probably knowing the season that you are in. And even for me, like on a smaller scale, like work, right? In work, you have cycles. So you have peak seasons at work. and then you have kind of like the slower seasons at work. So the slower seasons at work, you can maybe even like take leave, you know. But then when you know it's a peak season, like for church, leading up to Christmas, there's no way you probably will feel like you can't really turn off. Like for me, the 3 months before ARG, it's then 2 months before ARG, 1 month before, you know, it's like do or die, you're just gonna push through, you know. So I think that's kind of like a smaller scale, but I think in life also, like different things come up. There will be seasons when it's go, but I think in all of that, I really like what Calvin said earlier about just like that cycle of rest, that God has that weekly and then weekly cycle, and then there's the 7-year and then the 50-year. So I mean, even in the way God has created things, there is a rhythm. And I think within the capacity and the season that we're in, maybe it's just about finding a rhythm that works for us. Yeah, and it changes. So my rest is not gonna look like someone else's rest. You know, for like my friend who's navigating like being a new mom, hers was 2 hours coming out for lunch with her girlfriends that she hadn't seen in, you know, and after that lunch she was like, oh my gosh, can we do this like once every quarter? And maybe for her that's maybe a rhythm that is doable for her. You know,
that's why. So yeah, I don't think, for me, rest is definitely not a selfish thing. As long there is some kind of responsibility that's being, you know, managed with another person, like, hey, I can take this off, could you help me this? And the next time you need rest, I can take over. There must be like not just rest and like woohoo and I disappear and let you go and handle like anything. That person also like drowning in your the problem, like help me, and you're going away. No, I'll come back and respond to you after I'm back from my rest. So that means there must be some kind of handover. Like you need to actually help that person. Tell you, like, foreseeing what will happen before you take your rest.
Okay.
Yeah. That's good. For me, rest is essential and definitely not selfish.
I think a lot of people do struggle with guilt when it comes to rest. Like, I personally know people like that. I personally like struggle with it sometimes. But I think it's always just a reminder that actually we're human and we have limited capacity. And if I don't rest, then something worse might happen on the other side of not resting. You know, it would be worse if I got really sick and then don't even have the energy to do like a handover or delegation to the team. Then you leave your team in like a worse off position rather than having planned rest and saying like, okay, these are the dates when I'm going to be off, and then I need you to help me with this, and then I'll come back when I say I'm coming back, rather than you work yourself to the ground and then suddenly you just disappear because it all comes crashing down and you're too sick to get out of bed, right? So I think the fact is that as normal human beings, we do need that downtime. But if the ideal is if we can schedule it or plan it in advance.
Yeah, so our rest affects our demeanor, affects our spiritual health, and actually affects the people around us. So like for pastors, I mean, a simple thing like pastors really just need to get enough sleep, or anyone in ministry. And sometimes they say, oh, I'm waking up late, that's why today I'm grumpy. I'm waking up late, that's why today the sermon is not so, I'm a bit stressed out. But actually, the solution to that might not be go and pray some more or do your better sermon. Actually, sleep lah.
Just sleep.
There are actually a lot of things.
I'm guilty, but I'm a pastor, you know, like, because I should be, you know, that kind of mindset. You know, I should be more with God.
And it's understandable because there's always going to be more that you need to do and you can do. But actually, to realize that your personal rest has a relational impact on the people around you. I'm saying this just to free us up from that kind of burden of thinking of why should I take sabbaticals, why should I actually maybe have a day off, that kind of thing. And especially in ministry, you face that kind of guilt, that kind of shame of why am I watching a movie on Monday night, that kind of thing.
The Flash, watching the Flash.
The Flash. I think sleep is like the magic answer to a lot of things. So like I was ARG, right? I was really, really tired. And then on Wednesday night, we were doing Alpha. I could feel like my patience really running short. I mean, you know, but you're still hosting, you still have to be on. But that is actually a very real side effect of like lack of rest and sleep. Like even the way you interact with people is different. Right. I remember very recently I had a friend, I asked her to pray with me and sharing something like, just processing some personal stuff. And I was like, I think like I would love for you to pray with me. And I think the answer that she gave me at that time was very wise. She was like, okay, I'll go home, I'll pray for you, but I'll do it tomorrow, because she said, I'm really tired today. And actually she said, it's not good for me to be praying with you when I'm so tired.
Yeah, so honest.
She's like, because I want to be
friend.
present when I do that with you. And I just thought like that was so wise, and as a friend I really appreciated it, because it meant that she really cared. She really cared that when she prayed for me, she was really there, right, to facilitate that. So yeah, I think that was really a real learning moment for me.
I really like it. She's so honest of her, like being vulnerable, like like, oh, can I pray for you? Like, yeah. Like some people, I think it's just an Asian mindset. I don't know. It's
you feel you need to do it now.
Yeah, it's hard to say
right?
no, not. I really, very wise friend.
Yeah. I find voice notes on WhatsApp is a good corrective. Sometimes you feel like you need to call the person and say, but that way they can hear you. But at the same time, you can do it when you are fresh.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, very, very wise words. I think your rest is good. So, but then, just asking, where do you find your rest more? Do you find your rest more in your personal space or in the community then?
Wow.
Oh, okay. Well, this I find I miss this, because this actually helps the rest of the day for SPTC. In fact, actually, I wish we had our makan time, because it's not just recording the podcast. It's actually hanging out, we chit chat, talk nonsense, and then out of that, then the overflow of that, we do this podcast. But this really refreshes me, lah. This has been fun.
Okay, awesome. So, Fern, are you a personal or a community kind of rest?
I think it's both, right? So we did our whole episode on like introverts, extroverts.
Yeah.
I'm very introverted. And the fact that on Friday I basically abandoned my friend, right? I'm so thankful that she's the kind, like she's so okay with it. Okay. So I do need my personal space, but I think community is really important as well. You don't live life on your own. But of course, community, it's like there are different there's a different quality. You have quality alone time, but then you also have quality community time. There are some days when I'm alone, but it's not quality time alone, because I'm still, my mind's not at rest. I'm not at peace, right? I still have like 1,000 things going through. Like I need to do this. So that's not quality rest time alone. And it's the same with community, right? You could be with like a whole group of people but not really get anything out of it, but something like this, like it means something. Well, number one, because like I'm familiar with you guys, I enjoy hanging out with you guys, so that's helpful. Coming to church is like a bigger crowd of people, but it's nice to still be there. So I think it's a balance lah. But finding out, maybe depending on the season also, you need a bit more of this compared to that. But it's really knowing. I think sometimes being able to identify our needs in that moment is really important. And I had a friend last year I was really struggling with some things like work-wise and all of that. And I remember I went out with a friend, and she was the first person I think in my life who really told me, she was like, what do you need? She was like, you need to tell me what you need as a friend. And she said, if you just need someone to like come in and love on you, just say, I need to be loved right now. I was like, I can say that? She was like, yeah, you can say that. I was like, like if you need someone to just sit with you, just say that. Like she was like, be really clear about what you need, and I was like, okay, like people could say no, but it helps me as well to be able to identify in words and not feel bad about having to say, actually right now I just need to be alone, or right now I just need someone here, but I kind of I just need you to like sit with me right now. I don't want to talk, but I need you to sit with me. So I think being able to identify and then verbalize that is very helpful. But of course, I think I also know. I know that I'm very blessed to have a friend who created that space where I can do that.
That's good.
So I think that's also a learning. I'm trying to do that these days, like with people. What do you need? And if you can help me figure out what you need, and I can give it to you, then it makes it clearer. I'm not trying to figure out how to be a friend, but I know what you need from a friend at this moment. Don't know if that makes sense, but
that's great. That's great. Cause I like, what do you need? Sometimes maybe I struggle. What do I need?
You just feel like I'm so tired, I'm so
Yeah.
upset,
I
I'm
think
frustrated.
it's more like because not many people are open enough when you're being honest. Like maybe can you don't kacau me at this moment, don't disturb me. Like some people, okay. Sometimes that's my mind. I'm like, okay, I shall not disturb you at this moment. And it's like cry at the corner. But for me, it's like being honest with what you need. I think it's also what I do in a way struggle.
Yeah, I
'Cause in a
think
way,
sometimes that's the first step. It's the second step is actually sometimes for me what I found since that conversation with my friend is that it matters less sometimes whether someone else can help me feel that need, but it's already very helpful to identify what I need. If I can be really
you need to
clear.
know also yourself.
Yeah. So and then it's like not everyone can feel the need that you have, but me knowing that in this moment actually I just need someone to sit with me, or I just need someone to talk about this specific thing with me, regardless of whether or not I can find the right person, actually it's already 50% there. I'm already I feel better already, because then now I know okay, so actually I need to talk about this thing, so I can also handle myself better, you know.
Yeah, it's good. I just want friends like that. Yeah, luckily I got fun. Yeah,
So I share now. I share. I'm that friend now to you.
It's a very girl thing. I think guys usually they don't talk so much.
That's right. Then what about guy? How you
Guys
find
always
your
let's meet
rest?
to ... Either play computer game, go play badminton. It must be activity one, and then cannot stand face each other. Have to face
This
the
is where the
screen
gender
together.
differences come in.
And then
girls are
while we are doing that, then we talk about life. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
very fun. Yeah. I mean, like, welcome. God designed human, man and female differently,
Correct.
but,
It's like that
they're
one.
great at collaborating.
That's the way. Yeah. Men's ministry is all like some activity based one.
I can't imagine like men sitting in the corner, like in the round table. Hey, how's your life? Yeah,
Yeah, very difficult.
Don't worry, bro. Don't worry, bro. I'm here.
Oh, I did this, bro. Do I go on? Don't have this kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Then why? This is quite interesting. Why? I don't know. Is it men just generally don't open up compared to female in this kind of situation?
I don't know. I think to be in a position of help.
It's quite interesting. Yeah, before I fly there.
Yeah, I think being a position of vulnerability, being a position of makes you feel less of a man. Even though it shouldn't be. I think men need have that need to show that they're able to sort themselves out and they're there to help other people. So they don't mind being the person. Okay, what do you need? Okay, I'll help you do this. But actually, can you help me do this? And even knowing what help, the thing of knowing what help we need also is not something that, maybe we even know, we can even say lah. Yeah. So it's quite a challenge.
Yeah, that's why I can imagine man ministry. They are all like all video game playing Counter Strike.
But I'll tell you one good thing about that. Actually, you don't have to help directly. For guys, right, if you can help in anything, even indirectly, right, like maybe you see them, you just help them with something, right? Actually, if they get help in this area, generally they'll feel help in other areas as well. So it doesn't need to be very direct one. Yeah. So sometimes you say, hey, hungry, let's go makan. So at least the hunger part is sorted, right?
Yeah.
Then
one
less thing.
One less
thing.
problem.
Yeah. It is. It works that way, one.
Okay, good. Now we know a man ministry and a woman ministry. How
Very
different.
More
Very
indirect. More
Very
indirect.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's how you find your rest. Okay, so I think we will just come to the end of the point. Like any top tips or suggestion on how, finding rest.
Hey, actually, have you been answering your own question?
Yeah.
For me, sorry. My question. For me, what was my question?
You can answer this one first.
Yeah, for me, my top tips of finding rest, I think, okay, all right, like how I find rest. First, cafe hopping.
Oh, you
love
love
that
cafe
so
hopping.
Not really cafe hopping. It's more like going on adventures and discovering something new. I think that's my way of rest, is inputting with something different.
Okay.
Yeah, I like exploring. So maybe like trying something different, like a different cuisine or an activity. So I really like exploring and learning. So definitely, try hiking if you want to. The nature, when you soak into the nature, it does give you a sense of different. The fresh air makes you like, I feel very rested. I think just to try something. You do a new hobby if you want to.
Yeah, I know. And you go to a cafe, you bring your painting,
my watercolor.
you start watercolors.
I'm sorry, I haven't been to watercolor for. Never mind. I should be back soon. Back into it soon.
But that's great. So a different cafe, a different watercolor. You get to be creative. You get to enjoy. The atmosphere. That's very cool.
Yeah. Any top tips for how you find rest?
I hang out with my dad.
Yeah.
And that's like a rhythm.
Cool.
Actually, I say that, I always have breakfast with my dad. Actually, I need it now. I feel like my dad is such a easygoing guy, right? He usually just sets the tone for the rest of the day for me. So he's so positive. He hangs out with all the uncle, auntie all. Then I feel like just spending that 15-20 minutes, that's all, every morning. And I feel like then the rest of the day, if I do anything productive or so, it's just a bonus. And I find it really, really helps me personally that I start the day well with my dad. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, Fern.
Alone time. Very simple. Very simple.
That's good.
Sleep, good food, time alone.
Yeah,
Okay.
awesome. Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
Those are good. Yeah. So awesome. I think that's how we find rest. I mean, rest is crucial. I think rest is also God's gift. Even Jesus, like God rested on the seventh day. So if God need rest, we also definitely need rest. Even more with our human limited capabilities.
True.
Yeah. So I do hope everyone you felt very rested.
Rested.
Yeah, with such wonderful sharings we had, and hope to see you soon in our next Pokeball podcast. Woo!
Bye.